Welcome back to the channel. My name is Chris Spice and today we're going to be reviewing these. These are the Weeylite S03s. I think Weeylite is how you pronounce it. These are basically tiny little RGB lights. They're $30 or £30 and they're meant to rival the Aperture ALMCs. So I'm just going to be giving my thoughts on this in this video. But first, a quick update for those of you who have watched a previous video of mine, and that is the review I did recently of the Peak Design Everyday Backpack Zip 15 litre. I actually ended up upgrading to the 20 litre because the 15 litre just was not comfortable at all. I filled it out with all the stuff I'd be taking to New York and it just was not comfortable at all. So if you're interested in seeing more about why I chose the 20 litre over the 15 litre, then leave a comment down below and I'll make a video on the differences between the two. But mainly it was just comfort. Okay, getting back into these lights then, and Weeylite did actually send me some of these. They sent me all 4 colours, but all opinions are my own in this video. They won't get a say in how the video turns out, and I'm going to give my complete honest opinion, having used these lights for a couple of weeks. And talking about the colours, I've actually got them over here lighting up my bookcase. So let me just show you all of the colours. So these I've got on here are the white and the grey versions. And then these ones are the blue and yellow. So design wise, it's all pretty simple. They're extremely light, but obviously they're quite like plasticky feeling. So definitely not feeling too premium. But for $30 or 30 quid, what can you really expect? You've got on the left, you've got the USB-C port to charge. On the bottom, you've got the tripod thread, and on the top, you've just got an on and off button. So you don't get any screens here. There's no magnets or anything like that. It's literally the basic package. But again, for the price, I think that's kind of reasonable. Battery wise, you get 1000 milliamp hours in each one. So that's about an hour of full power. And I can actually vouch for that. I have used these on full power and they last an hour, if not, 10, 15 minutes more. So that is actually very, very good. And then they take about 3 hours to charge the full charge. I've just noticed there's a little hole for like a wrist strap or something to go through as well, which is quite nice. Again, these are designed to be quite small, to put in your bag, to put in your pocket, that sort of thing. So it's nice that they've included that, but you don't get a wrist strap with it. So I've been using these lights for a few weeks now, and my thoughts are that they are a lot brighter than they have any right to be, especially for 30 quid or $30. You can get 2, 3 of these for $60 to $90 and combine them and make a really nice setup for things like product photography and just general backlighting like I'm doing over here. And I genuinely think that they are really good value for money in terms of the brightness that you get out of it. But the thing you're probably missing out on in terms of light is the light accuracy, if that's something you're into. For RGB lights, I'm not really too worried about the light accuracy. I just want something to whack in the background or like my product shoot or something like that. But yeah, for that they've been perfect. But let's get into how you actually control these, because it's quite an interesting little process. Again, there's one button, one switch even, and that controls the whole thing. So everything is done via an app. So let's get into the app and I can show you how to control these guys. Okay, so we've got the app open now, and this is just the Weeylite app that you can get on the App Store. And the official advice is to open the app before you turn the lights on, because then you can sort of choose which group each light fits into. So I'll explain that in a second. But essentially what we've got here is I'm in bracket A at the moment, and that is the lights behind me. So they're both on group A. So I can turn them off. I can go into HSL and change the color of these ones. I can also change the brightness. They weren't on full brightness at all. So that's now 100% brightness. And again, I can take it right down as well. And I can also take the saturation down. And so basically, if I wanted to set up another group of lights under a different color, I would just click B there, turn this one on. So that's the purple color there. And then I could just change that to, let's say I wanted to go to FX. So now I've got the red lights under group A and the flash, the lightning sort of flash, I don't know why you'd do that, under group B. But that's actually really nice to have, and then you can just switch between controlling them. So A, turn that off, and then B, turn that off or on, or change the color. So yeah, really easy to control. It does, again, have to be all through the app. So if you haven't got your phone with you, you're kind of screwed in not being using these. But again, who doesn't have their phone with them? So let's take a look at some of the color modes here. So you've got CCT, where you can sort of just change the color temperature from 2500 Kelvin to 8500. And you can also match it to a certain light as well with these buttons down here. Then we got HSL, which you can obviously just, like I said earlier, change the colors change the saturation and change the brightness there as well. Obviously you've got all the FX that you would normally get on all these kind of lights. So we looked at flash earlier, you've got burst, you've got candle light, all the usual things, police, ambulance, all the usual things that you would get on these kind of lights. I don't need to go through all of them because you've seen them all before. But let's turn that off because that's driving me crazy. So let's put that back to a nice blue color. And finally, you've got color picker as well. So if I grab something a different color, so we've got this Iron Man bobblehead thing here, and open the color picker. Boom. There you go. So you just point it at the item you want to change the color to, and it's changed it to sort of the red that the Iron Man is. It's not really that terribly accurate, to be honest. So finally then, how do these compare to the Aputure lights? So for 30 quid or $30 in comparison to the Aputure ALMC, these guys are obviously a lot cheaper. The things you sacrifice, obviously build quality, that plasticky build quality, no screen at the top so you can't see what you're doing unless you're using the app. And then of course, no magnets. So a little bit less versatile in what you can attach it to, but you've still got the thread at the bottom there. Brightness, again, I can't really say, I haven't owned the Aputure AOMC. I have seen it and it does go quite bright, but so do these guys. Again, I can't see the difference in those. But when you consider you can buy 3 of these for the price of the Aputure AOMC, does the brightness really matter for one light? I'm not sure. So in my testing over the last couple of weeks, there has been a few issues. And that's just that sometimes you have to flick the switch twice to turn it on. And I'm not sure why that is. Maybe I've turned it off in the app rather than the actual light itself. It's quite difficult to keep up with if you're doing that or not. And the biggest issue for me is that when it gets down to low battery, these things start making this horrible high-pitched noise. I'm not saying it's going to get in your camera audio because your camera may not pick it up, but it does get quite annoying, especially when you've got 4 of them going all at the same time. They're all about to run out of battery, and then you get this horrible like screeching noise in the background of your videos. So yeah, just something to bear in mind. For the last 10-15 minutes, these will start making a little bit of a noise. So I don't know whether that's a fan inside or I don't know what it is. But yeah, that's just a problem that I had. Not a big issue for me. Most of the time I'm using these far enough away that you're not going to be able to hear that sort of thing, or I'm using them for product shots, in which case I don't really need the audio from it. For now though, I'm really happy with these lights. I'll probably be using them from now on for like my B-roll with products and things like that. They're just really handy to have around the office, to be honest, and for 30 quid you really can't complain. That's it from me. Hopefully it's been a short one, but if you have enjoyed this video, hit the thumbs up button. If you've got any comments or questions, then comment down below. And if you want to see more videos like this, hit that subscribe button. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.